Koffee Gang.
Time is 8:33. Welcome back to the Koffee Gang right here with me, BB Ray, Dami OK, and the man CJ, where it's time for hot topics.
All right, so there was a report like that broke yesterday, even till this morning, it's trending about, the federal government saying that the Amotekun is illegal. Yes, the federal government has described it as illegal. That's a newly launched Southwest Security Outfit's codename Amotekun. The Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami, who is the chief law officer, said security remains the exclusive preserve of the federal government. Right, in a statement signed by the special advisor of the AGF on media and public relations, Dr. Omar Gwandu, who said that the outfit was illegal. The statement read in part, the setting up of the paramilitary organization called Amotekun is illegal and runs contrary to the provisions of Nigerian law. In quote, the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria in 1999 has established the Army, Navy, and Air Force, including the police and other numerous paramilitary organizations, for the purpose of defense of Nigeria. As a consequence of this, no state government, whether singly or in a group, has the legal right and competence to establish any form of organization or agency for the defense of Nigeria or any of its constituent parts. Yes, this is sanctioned by the provision of Item 45 in the second schedule of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, authorizing the police and other federal government security services established by the law to maintain law and order. So, in other words, the Southwest Security Outfit's codename Amotekun is illegal. So, what are your thoughts? Do you think it's a necessity for the Southwest region, or does it make the Nigerian police force look incompetent? What are your thoughts on this, people?
I mean, it's a situation where, according to this article, the Yoruba State's Joint Police Force, they came together to protect the region from kidnapping and other forms of crime. And, if I hate to say it, but it's the thing, if the country was truly completely safe and, things were being done well, they wouldn't have to come together.
Absolutely. Dami, hold that thought. I think we have a caller. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Hi, good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Yeah, thank you for your program this morning.
Huh?
The issue here is not really whether it's legal or illegal, even though they have the right to pronounce it illegal. But in as much as that may be, the reality on ground is that Nigerian security system is in shambles.
Yeah.
There is no security, my brother. No security. The Southwest have decided to take it upon themselves, since federal government via the security outfit have failed to protect life and property. Then it means that, in fact, at a point, everybody will start building up their own security network. I'm talking to you from experience. Last year, on December 3rd, last year, I was kidnapped.
Whoa.
Wow.
Yes, I was kidnapped. And if you see these boys that kidnapped me, you will know that Nigerian security is. After kidnapping me, they drove for over an hour plus, going to 2 hours. Nobody stopped them. You understand? In fact, the next person they wanted to kidnap after kidnapping me, the person resisted them and they arrested him immediately.
Whoa.
You understand?
Wow.
Now you see that the security architecture is zero. I was only released after 3 days after paying the ransom. Forget this one. People will be kidnapped. They come out and tell they did not pay the ransom. Government official is pure lies. You understand? I had to pay part with a ransom of 5 million before I was released.
Wow.
And now you now start asking yourself, how come these guys have AK-47, pump action, different kinds of arms around them? And then you will be thinking, somebody will say, if Southwest decides to build up their own security network for protection of life and property, it's an indication. The federal government should just take it as a security neighborhood watch.
Yeah.
Because the police have really, the police are so, the job is so much for them. And apart from the fact that there is much corruption in the police force, the job is so much for them. Even our military, gradually our military is thinking. You see a situation whereby our military have been turned to traffic warders, our military have been turned to traffic control officers. If there is war, if there is problem, these our soldiers can no longer be able to fight.
Right.
Yeah.
I am telling you, if there is any problem between Nigeria and the neighboring country, you will be so shocked how our military cannot be up and doing in protecting the territory of this country.
Absolutely.
Because corruption is deep there.
Yeah.
Army, police, almost all of them. If a policeman wakes up this morning, with due respect to the force, I am telling you, once they go into the field, the only thing in their mind is how to make money. It's how to make money, how to ensure that they make return to their superiors.
Yeah.
So we just need to, this government needs to sit up and tell ourselves the truth. Is that because most time when some of them are going, even the Malami, when he's going, do you know how many security personnel that follows him? His family members, same thing. You understand? So what about those who cannot afford? You see a situation whereby they kidnap somebody, they keep that person, they're moving around, and security police cannot even do anything. So it is better if Southwest decides to build up their own security. Let them use it as a neighborhood watch.
Yeah.
Because these people that will be employed by this Amotekun guys, they know these guys that perpetrate these crimes. You understand? So, and one way you can secure your property well is by entrusting it in the hands of a thief. If you don't want your zone, to be attacked, look for the bad boys, make them that security. Give them all they need. You will see that kidnapping will be a thing of the past relatively in Nigeria. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
so much.
Well, I wanted to ask you a question. Hello, you still
Are you still
there?
around?
Yeah, with you.
Okay, now, as much as I might agree with the whole Amotekun, initiative and how they can beef up security, but don't you think maybe some people may just want to use them for their selfish reasons? Don't you maybe think so? That maybe that can happen too?
Yes, it's possible, but my brother, that is what you get when you have a failed system.
Thank you.
Okay.
When you have a failed system, it must happen that way.
Okay.
Somebody must lose somebody in this world. You understand? But if we have a good system, working system, you will discover that it will be very, very difficult.
Okay.
Somebody must lose someone, you understand?
All right.
Right.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much.
I just want to touch on what he said there about, the police are not doing enough, blah, 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 blah. Listen, I had to do a little bit of research, and we have to remember that we are a very, very large population to begin with. So. And the ratio of Nigerian police to the civilians is 1 to 400.
Wow.
Okay.
So let me hold that thought.
Yeah, go on.
We have a caller. Hello, good morning.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Kingsley.
Hey,
Good morning,
Kingsley.
Yeah. I think what the Southwest people are doing, I think is a good development, because I've always said it's just like when they've been talking about this Boko Haram of 18, I used to tell my friends that this Boko Haram, if they leave, they fight for, let me say, state by state, like those states they normally do killings over there in North. If they leave it for the state government to beef up their own security to fight these people, that they will find them and there's nowhere they can hide. If you leave it for federal government, they will keep playing games with it and killing people anyhow. So just like one of my friends that comes from Delta, he traveled this year, and when he came back, he was happy, and he was telling me a story that there was a kind of guys back then in the village Delta where he comes from, that they used to threaten people and be robbing people, doing anyhow, that you cannot walk freely on the road. And the government and the state governor decided to form a group like Isakaba in these days. So these people, since these people exist and the state, that area has now become free, you can walk anyhow, that he was surprised. He went to the beach and he came back late. Nothing happened, that those boys have all run away. So he was very happy. So I think this thing is a very good thing. If all the states can do the same thing, I tell you, all these people, they will run away.
Okay.
I think it's a good development.
All right. Thank you, Kingsley.
Right, thank you.
Thank you.
With what I was saying that the ratio is 1 to 400 people. So Nigerian has more than 370,000 police officers, and a police to citizen ratio is 1 to 400. So when you actually look at that, one officer to 400 people.
It's crazy.
It's actually not enough.
That's right. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good
Good morning. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Okay, this is Gary.
Oh, Gary. Okay,
Yeah.
go ahead.
So, just have one thing to say. This security system that is coming up is a very good one, and like I've always been, and I'm advocate for state police.
Okay.
Because if you know the area you are protecting is yours, you want to do everything possible to make sure that the people that you have in that area are safe, and development will come to that particular area. But with this centralized system of security, when somebody that is up the ladder says, you that is that ladder, don't do this, that person does not even understand what's going on in that particular area. You get? So if a group of persons seems to come up, just like this West came up with this particular idea to defend their area and get rid of this particular crimes this day. It's a good development. At least the government should even welcome it. Because if you see, take for instance, you have like 20 policemen in a particular station posted there. Check in the morning, you will see that about 12 of them are going on private duty.
Yeah.
Only 8 will be the only one that will be there. So we don't even have enough to even take care of the people that are ready to pay for them, not even think of taking care of the whole civilian. So I welcome the development.
Okay,
Thank you, Gary.
All right, thank you. Well,
There you have it. The people are talking, and the people seems to be in support of this. Actually,
of course, because I mean, like, in recent times, people don't really have faith in the police system anymore.
And
like
you
he
blame
said,
them, that's the
and like
thing.
he said now that you have let's say 12 policemen attached to a unit, and next thing, a couple of them are going for private duties because they have one boss or one chief that they are supposed to go and protect, leaving their primary duty, which is to actually protect the people, not one civilian or one person.
Exactly.
Really, you understand? But my fear is, okay, let's pick this call. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good
Yeah,
morning.
good morning. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Jude.
Okay, Jude.
Yes, the security outfit is already something that we don't have confidence anymore.
Okay.
Like the previous callers have made it clear. In fact, I think everybody is speaking for Nigerians. Every state should have their own security outfit. Because leaving this thing to the center, the federal government, will not work. I think federal government is even overwhelmed with the security challenges.
Okay.
You understand? Yes. Now, the ratio of the Nigerian police to Nigeria is like this thing gets said.
1 to 400.
Even that 1 to 400. Imagine 1 to 400 in a society that is so demonic. 1 to 400. And then the one self that is allotted to the 400 is also bad. It's also so corrupt, so bad. His own desire is how much do I generate today? You understand? Now, if this Amotekun comes up, and you will now see that is it not state government that will be paying them, that will be funding it?
Yeah.
This federal. So what is the problem with this federal? They don't want us to continue in this security comatose situation. You understand?
Yeah.
What is their problem? Let them calm down. State governors want to pay. They pay and provide security for the people.
Sure.
Yeah.
Is it because when they are sitting in Abuja, nothing happens to them? If their family members want to travel, they go by air. So they just feel that all is well. All is not well.
Okay.
All is not well. Imagine a situation. Even religious leaders are not comfortable with the security system. That is why you see a pastor or an imam traveling. He will be going on convoy of almost 10 security men. So
True.
who protects the poor? Who protects the poor?
That's a good
You
question.
understand?
Yeah,
So everybody should sit up. All these things they are doing is because Nigeria have not reached their elastic limit. By the time Nigeria gets to their elastic limit, naturally this country will just break into two. Because people are getting tired.
Yeah.
On daily basis, people are being killed. On daily basis, communities are being attacked. Imagine a situation where some people that are parading themselves as Fulani headsmen will enter a community and wipe off everybody. if you have that, if you have a well-fortified security outfit in that community, they will be up and doing it.
Yeah.
They will challenge the enemy. You understand?
Yeah.
Now, even the police cannot come out to fight the enemy because he feels that if he lost his life, yeah, in the next 1 week, his family will be ejected from the barracks.
On that
You
point.
understand?
Yeah.
So, federal government, let them not provoke me. I'm already,
Jude, calm down.
I'm already, my brother, tell them,
We'll tell them, don't worry.
Tell them for you. Don't
All
worry.
right.
We want them.
All
Thank
right,
you.
so Jude
Thank you.
Jude is angry.
I think we've got a caller. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Biggest thing coming from Surrey.
Hey, Larry. What up?
I'm fine.
All right, go ahead.
Actually, I want to contribute on this operation
Amotekun.
Amotekun.
First and foremost, anyway, but what's the meaning of this Amotekun?
It means
Okay, actually, it's a
leopard.
Yoruba word.
It's a Yoruba word for leopard.
Yeah.
Leopard. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Anyway, I think the federal government needs to actually decentralize a lot of stuff, and our security is one of them because the last man that called concerning him being kidnapped actually said a lot.
Yep.
Said a lot. And my own take about this thing is that the population we are growing every day.
Yep.
The number of security men cannot handle the issue we are having in this country. Mainly that we are product of the crimes we see every day are product of a failed system. A system that is failed produces a lot of adverse effects in terms of the society. So how can a policeman that is not paid very well working in a system and he wake up in the morning like that man said, they actually give them targets. They don't go out there to actually guide, or some of them do, but most of them actually go out there with a different mindset, which is just to make money. And you see people fighting, you'll get a policeman standing, you'll see people fighting and they'll just walk past because it's not in their mind. It's not in their mind to even protect the citizens. So I was even watching an analysis about this Amotekun in one station on TV. They brought a man that was a retired captain from the US and also a retired police commissioner. I saw two mindsets: a Nigerian man speaking and somebody who has actually seen a different land in the US was speaking. He said state policing is the best. That if the government in Nigeria can use this state policing, security will actually decrease. But the Nigerian man was like, hey, they should stop it too. These guys will use it for their own personal interest. Election is coming. They will engage these guys in a negative form. They should not be. The federal government is going to curb it. I knew that something will come up. So in conclusion, what am I trying to say? We should at least try different things. Because if we keep on doing the same thing and we are expecting a different result, it's like insanity. So since this central policing system is not working, people are being killed on a daily basis. I haven't heard this morning that a soldier was called to come and settle issue in one compound. The soldier killed the sister of the person that came to call the soldier. So everything is happening. Those are people that have names. People are being killed. They have names. They have families. And the government is not doing anything. Like that, people in office, when they're traveling, you see them, when they're even walking or moving from one place, they go with a lot of policemen. I had a customer then, his job is retired though, but before he retired, he's assistant to the general police. When he's coming to get drugs in my pharmacy, you will see, he comes as if they want to come and arrest me. You see policemen coming down just because of one person. So, man, they should try and change the way we do things, and I believe things is going to change.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
You know what? It's right. Like, if there's so many policemen on one person and protecting this one person, what about the rest of the people?
Absolutely.
You know, what about everyone else? But also a question that, it is being raised as well. Will there, and we hope not, will there be corruption amongst the Amotekun?
Well, you know what about like you said, like you see policemen like on the street sometimes when a crime happening or something's happening, like they don't do much. It just threw me back to the time there was a fight in Surulere between those boys in Ijesha and the cultists and all that. And the video I watched, actually, there were like two policemen that were and they were just standing and they were watching. They had guns and they couldn't do anything. Now they were powerless, like they couldn't do anything to those boys, and they watched the fight happen.
Wow.
Do you get, like, so that shows you, like you said, a policeman to 400 people.
Yeah.
Do you get? And nothing happened there. Now, and the case of there's something about us that we fear the vigilantes more than the police.
True.
I'll take, like, for example, the OPC guys when they were in full swing in Lagos State. People would prefer to call the OPC people than call the police people.
Right.
I noticed that a lot because they fear the OPC guys more than the police force. Hello, we have a call. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah. My name is Cyril. I'm calling you from Aja.
Okay, Cyril, what's your input on the topic?
Okay. Sorry, I've been listening to the program for some time. I just hear that I'm making a little bit contribution to what you are discussing about.
Okay.
It's quite disappointing, when you realize that the people, as in the government, that should think about how to protect our citizens and the property of which the law actually talks about, is actually the one against our own citizens and against the property of our citizens. Because me and you know that at the end of the day, we are suffering a lot when it's a security issue in Nigeria. Now, a group of people are waking up with this kind of initiative, with this kind of idea. Okay, they have been killing our people. I think let's come up with this idea. And one government, they are saying somewhere to quote law, to quote a constitution that I feel that it doesn't exist. Because the Nigerian constitution actually exists. We have been witnessing a lot of things happening. When Boko Harams are killing, nobody will bring them to book. When X-Men are killing innocent Nigeria, nobody will bring them to book. A lot of things, when people are kidnapping, like the first caller that just said they kidnapped him last year.
Yeah. You have to pay 5 million.
Nobody will, and he rescued himself with 5 million. It's sweet to say that he paid 5 million. But nobody knows how he gets that money. Nobody knows if his company that he worked for decided to rescue him. Nobody knows how his wife runs around to get that money. Nobody knows if he borrows that money to save his life. Now, we are, according to the media, and the Southwest people decided to come up with this idea, and their own law say it's unlawful for a group of persons or a governor to come out with this kind of idea. Which law are you talking about? Which law are you talking about? So if these people actually come and say, okay, we can form this group, and this group can help us to reduce insecurity in a society, bros, let's ask ourselves the question, what is wrong in that? Me, I feel that people of that in our government, they felt that something is wrong because, sorry to say, I don't know if it's the right word for me to use. They are the one against our security. They are the one against our progress in Nigeria. So they feel that coming out with this kind of idea is actually going to affect them indirectly. So no two ways about it. So I feel as in Nigeria, as a person,
that is a welcome idea. Okay.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea.
All right.
It's not a bad idea at all.
Thank you so much, Cyril.
Thank you.
So far, I haven't heard a single person come out to say that, yes, you know what, this is a bad idea. Now, if you're just joining us and you don't exactly know what Amotekun is, first of all, it's a Yoruba word for leopard, and it is an organization essentially put together by Osun, Oyo, Ogun, Ondo, and Lagos.
Ekiti, Lagos, Ogun, Ondo, Osun, and Oyo, they all met and agreed to set up a regional collaborative security agency, and they launched it, the Western Nigerian Security Network. And this was spearheaded by, Sheyi Makinde, the Oyo State governor, which is like For me, that guy is really working, and he actually has the mind of the people, if
Yeah.
I'm being honest. And so the code name is Amotekun. So we're asking the question, is it a necessity for the Southwest region, or does it make the Nigerian police force look incompetent? You can call us up on 0818-242-6591, 0818-242-6591, or send us a message on WhatsApp on 0818-008-9933. 0818-008-9933. And of course, you have Twitter on hotfm_Lagos.
Hello,
Hello?
good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Yeah. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
I'm enjoying this program. I'm calling from Lagos here.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, our program is quite good. You see, Amotekun, which means leopard. I really like that name, leopard.
Mm-hmm.
I wish this leopard can devour the enemy.
That's the idea. That's the idea.
I just wish this leopard can devour the enemy, because the security challenges are just becoming so undaunting.
Yeah.
Now, if you look back in the days when we used to have Bakassi,
Mm-hmm. In the east.
yes, you will see that security situation was relatively okay, because the fear of Bakassi is the beginning of safety for the criminal.
Yeah. Beginning of wisdom.
Beginning of wisdom for the criminal then. Even the same thing with OPC. When OPC was still very vibrant,
Right. I tell you.
if one is a thief and you hear that OPC is coming, that person will take to their head. You understand? Now, the idea of saying that the people, these governors will use them, this, blah, 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 that is bullshit. Because number one, even federal government is using the police. Federal government uses the police, because that is why they don't want to decentralize it. A situation whereby in a state, the number one security officer of every state is the governor. A governor is not supposed to be incapacitated in providing security for the life and property of the indigenous or the people that is governing.
Yeah.
Imagine if there is any problem, before the governor gets police response, he will need to call the Abuja. Abuja will call IG. IG will call zonal. I mean, who is the who?
Too much, yeah.
I think these people are making money from this our security challenge. You understand? Because every year they spend so much billions on security. You understand? Without anything to show for it. So some people just really want this problem to continue, so they'll continue making their money. Because if security challenge is not there, it means if you spend 20 billion last year to fight crime,
You'll spend 5 billion this year.
It means you will not need to spend that 20 billion next year. You understand? So they want, it's not like Boko Haram fight. The day Boko Haram fight stops, a lot of people will go broke. They don't want it to end, and God is watching. If anybody who has contributed one way or the other to destroy this country can never go free, because God is not sleeping. This is a country that has been blessed by God and even blessed by Satan to an extent. And then things are happening this way. I mean. Everybody should sit up. People should sit up.
Thank you
All
so
right,
much.
thank you so much for an input.
All right. So as much as the federal government is saying Amotekun is illegal, the Southwest actually plans to, with legal action to actually fight this. They've said that they would fight this legally, and I actually commend their efforts. And already they're saying, following the serial killings and kidnappings allegedly by the Fulani headsmen last year, that's why they came up with this Amotekun. You get, and really, who would blame them? If you check it, like last year, there were lots of killings from the headsmen, and they were not being questioned. I don't know why a Fulani headsman would have an AK-47.
It doesn't make sense.
Where did they get it from?
Like
These are the questions.
You are, would I say, training or grooming a cow? What do you need guns for?
Exactly. And, it just goes to show that at least the leaders are actually being proactive in protecting their people. Ekiti Governor Fayemi goes on to say, and I quote, "As elected leaders, our primary responsibility, according to Section 4, Part 2 of the Nigerian Constitution 1999 as amended, is the security and welfare of citizens." So this is the proactive step that they're taking to actually secure their citizens and make sure that they're taking care of their citizens. And he goes on to say that Amotekun is a compliment that will give our people confidence that they are being looked after by those they elected into office. So we do not want this to create fear in the mind of anybody. as we are not creating a regional police force and are fully aware of the steps we must take to have state police. So they know they're not trying to create another police force or regional police force. They know what they're doing. They're sourcing local people to protect local people.
That's the question I want to say. Like, what do they like? This is all well and good, but I just want to know. Is it by the book? Are they doing a proper vetting? Service and all of that.
Absolutely. Hold that thought, Anna. Hello. Good morning.
Hello. Good morning. My name is Engineer Iskil, calling from Ebeda.
All right.
Okay, Engineer, talk to us.
You see, I want to stay on the side of opposition with respect to this Amotekun issue. Okay. I think I'm the number one person that will do that.
Go ahead.
You see, the issue of insincerity that characterizes the decision of our leaders, in especially southwestern Nigeria, would definitely give us a doubt for anything they come to us, and they come in a swift manner to take the decision. If the same speed with which they took the decision of this Amotekun was the same speed they're using to mend our roads and to make easy for people that want to invest in our state and our region to do that, we will not have internal security problems. Now, if that is what the target is, anyway, or if the target is external security problem, maybe from isolated to Fulani herdsmen, I've asked this question of same time. Who owns the cow? Who are the owners of the cow in southwestern Nigeria? I can bet it to you that most of these governors, chairman, local government, they own the cow and they recruit the Fulani man to come and tend the cow.
Okay.
Are we sure that they are not using state money to monitor their own investments? When they brought OPC to us, they said they want to curb insecurity. Today, OPC is the abinger of the abandoned gods and religion. And all these gods need to be appeased with human blood and human parts. And that is the sources of our ritual killing. Every junction in my own town in Ibadan, you see shrines of Ogun, you see shrines of Obatala. They populate the town with paganism or so-called traditional religion. At the end of the day, some of these OPC will transform into Babalawo. And they're making money rituals for people. Some of them transform into armed robbers using charms they inherited from their OPC things. I don't really trust the leadership of Southern Nigeria. I'll give a way out. The way out is easy. You can recruit boys from within your region, send them to police college, and put them on the payroll of the state, and they become spy police for your state, and you manage them yourself. Yeah. You don't need any insincere Amotekun. That is what is allowed in the Constitution. For them to come out in a day and abracadabra come and say this is Amotekun. I'm really suspecting foul play on the side of our leadership. I'll give an example again. There was a time a gas company wanted to sign an agreement with the Oyo State government during Akala regime. They came with a very good proposal. Akala was making personal demands to the extent that the company has to say, no, we're not interested in what you're saying because that's not the way we work.
Yeah.
They should create an enabling environment for industry to thrive. They should not make spurious demand from industrialists. They should make things easy for people. Create work, create farms. It's not secure. You don't give other children people a gun to start hunting for Fulani. Who owns the cow? Who brought the Fulani to southwestern Nigeria? They own the cow and they want to use their resources to start protecting people and giving them the impression that they are securing us. I don't trust them at all. Insincerity of the highest order. That's my position. Thank you. Let me send those people to police college.
Thank you so much.
And they use them as spy police. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you
now,
so much.
Now, that's a concern. Like I said it earlier, I don't have a problem with you creating your state security. You're trying to secure yourself. But now, who are the people you're hiring? Like now, they've said that the people that would comprise this Amotekun people will comprise of Odua's People Congress, that is the OPC, the vigilante groups, and the local hunters. Now, these people,
it won't be modeled after the OPC.
It won't be modeled after them. But the thing is,
nobody intentionally becomes that.
They will sport uniforms and they won't rely heavily on charms and machetes.
How are they trained?
Exactly.
Like when the OPC came into play in the country, in Lagos State particularly, I remember how they started. They were working well. They were actually fighting crime, no doubt. But later they were infiltrated with more touts.
The leader of the Yoruba World Congress, that's Professor Banji Akintoye, adds that Amotekun operatives are going to be well trained by professionals and security experts. He goes on to say the people that we work in Amotekun are going to be trained properly by highly educated people for them to relate properly with the police and army.
And also, but what is the vetting process? What is it like? What does it take for you to actually join and become a member? What is the criteria and what is the vetting process? Because you need to actually do mental checks on some people as well.
But at the end of the day, do we do that right now with the state police?
That's what I'm saying. It should world like.
But isn't
globally.
it better? I'm gonna play devil's advocate here and say, isn't it better to at least have these bodies out there patrolling these areas so that crime rates, kidnapping rates, all that will actually reduce? The presence alone may.
No doubt is a welcome idea. Mm-hmm. But now the fear of some people would be how they are recruited. Who are the people you are recruiting? Are they mentally stable? Like, first of all, a lot of people are, power drunk.
Exactly.
See, as much as sometimes we blame the police for a lot of things, a lot of Nigerians are power drunk. Mm-hmm. Give them a little power, give them a gun, and they will do worse. Now they're saying to comprise of vigilante people and local hunters. Now, how sure are you that these people are not bitter about their situation in the first place before becoming part of the Amotekun guys? And when they come into this force, they will now use it as a source
exactly.
of
Will they take
oppression.
advantage of it?
The thing is, though, the people that join the police force, do they have this vetting process? Is it not better to have bodies? An aide of the Southwest governor tells a news source that they will be professional and courteous on the job and penetrate areas your regular police officers can't penetrate because we trust that they know the terrain better. So I think it's actually better to have the manpower on the floor. They know the area. They know the people. The vetting process, it sounds amazing on paper, but when you look at it, do state police even do that?
But that's what.
Is it not better to just have the presence there?
We can't match wrong for wrong and say they're not doing it either.
Absolutely. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good everybody there.
Good morning.
My name is Akanin and I'm calling you from Becky.
Hey.
How you doing?
I'm fine. So my take on this would be supporting what the last caller said. I'll go with him because now from this gathering, I group they start, and now from group gang they start.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
This security issue now is not turning into business.
Yeah.
Because every time these leaders want to do something like this, I know that one way or the other, one of us or one or two families have been touched by the crimes of this Boko Haram cattle menace, right? But I don't see the reason why this group is being formed. This was the same way OPC, Bakassi, and the rest of them was formed. This country is being governed by law. Let us go by the law. Everybody, if you leave every one of us, everybody will want to have his personal security. But we cannot do things like uncultured or uncivilized people. When these leaders are coming to give us these ideas now, they are in power. What about when you leave? Will the next person see these ideas to be, would they succumb to the same ideas you have? Or they will say, oh, I think I'm more exposed than this. I don't think we should go by this. If you want this thing to work, why don't send these persons to police training college? And then you bring them back and spy police, and then they will still be there helping to protect. The meaning of spy police is in excess. It's in excess. One many in excess. So please, let this. I don't succumb to this idea. This idea is not it at all. I know a lot of people will be like, "What is this one saying?" I know of many families that have been, touched by this Boko Haram's killing.
Yeah.
Let's still do the right thing. Yeah. Because we are always quick to jump at hot topics. Let us look at the bottom of this whole thing and then think it through before we start giving, rise to another form of security menace under the name of is that Amotekun or I don't know.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, so even on the same Amotekun issue and the IG, the AGF rather, saying it's illegal. People are saying that if, that's this from the SMBLF, saying if Amotekun can't be illegal, if Hisbah, civilian task force, are lawful. Yeah, so the Southern and Middle Belt Leaders Forum has asked Southwest governors to ignore the statement by the Attorney General of the Federation, Mr. Abubakar Malami, declaring Amotekun the Southwest security outfit illegal. Described the statement as abuse of office meant to suppress the rights of federating units to secure themselves. I'll continue with this later. We'll have a call.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good
Yeah, good morning.
My name is Innocent, also calling from today. I actually listened to these guys that just finished speaking, and I feel we should even ask ourselves a very good question. Do you really think this will really work? Like this operation Amotekun, even if the federal government say, okay, let's even give them a try, will it really work? Because let me give let me take this for an example. At the time, Nigeria wanted to buy a bombing jet from the US, but the US said either Donald Trump or Obama, yes, Obama said they should not give them the jet. Reason being that they lack human rights. Like somebody can just use the jet now and for his own personal reasons and bomb whosoever wants to bomb. So that's the one reason they did not allow Nigeria to buy the bombing jet. So now, bring down to this Amotekun issue. Do we really have the mentality to run state policing? That's one thing. If this Amotekun goes on operation now, can we really maintain it? Is it that somebody can just wake up in the morning because his operation Amotekun will just carry a gun and just shoot somebody?
It doesn't work that way.
No. Sometimes you never can tell. It even happens in police system. You say a policeman, he say he misfired and
accidental discharge.
Yes, accidental discharge. That's what they do. And before you know it, even the security we are trying to fight, the security agencies will not become a problem. The police is already.
That is the fear, actually, for me.
The police is already a problem. The police is not spirit. They are normal human beings like us. The same human beings are forming another operation, Amotekun, that will still come and become a problem. So people are saying they should send them to police college and the state government should pay them. It doesn't work that way. Even now, they said they should not operate. Do you know how much is spent in this program? I saw the fleet of truck, the boats for their
pickups and all that.
Yes, operation. So are you telling me the guns and the uniforms, the people they started paying already? I'm telling you now that those monies now they are all boosted. So what I'm trying to say is that do we have the mentality to run state policing? Do we really have that mentality to run state policing? The police that we are even saying are not doing the good job.
Yeah.
They are not spirit. They are not spirit. Let's take that. Let's note that they are not spirit. They are human beings like both of us. A typical Nigerian has a problem. Either him being Amotekun or being a policeman or being an army or navy. We have a problem. Mentality. We have to solve our mental issue before we can even work. Before I even think of even doing Amotekun or Nigeria.
Yeah.
That's just the thing.
All right.
Thank you.
So
You said a couple of things there. Firstly, about what he said about Obama. I don't know if the story is confirmed about us not getting that jet or. That's the thing where also I've looked into it, that even the UN, it looks at Nigeria, like the world is watching. They're looking at Nigeria like this country lacks, human empathy, and it also lacks a lot of security. I mean, that's what we've seen, like we're missing out on festivals and things like, because the matter of national security, people are getting kidnapped every day, people are getting attacked every day. Violence is very high. And we have to look at it as well. Even though, yes, it's good that we're forming our own things and we're trying to do the neighborhood watch thing and help each other. But we have to remember at the end of the day, we are human. There are some people who will be in that force who just might not have people's best interest in heart. Some people who just want to abuse power. And that's why I said a better vetting process has to be done. Better than the police's better vetting process. We can't say, it's not, even the police do this and even the police do that. We have to be better than them for them to be in place in the first place.
I honestly feel like I hear what you're saying and I actually agree with you, but I feel like it's more than a vetting process. Like the caller just said, it is us Nigerians. It is embedded in us. It's because the country is so hard. It's because of what we are subjected to and exposed to on a daily basis. It's not just about vetting. It's about our own mentality. That needs to be changed. And let's face it, you cannot fix this generation's, like this, old people right now. You can't fix them. You have to focus on the future, which is the youth. But what you can do is, at least what I'm trying to say, is increase the presence of a security body just so at least these things may go down. Yes, I'm saying that not everybody on the force on Amotekun may have the best intentions, but at least them being on the streets, it will mean something. You know, it would help to a certain extent.
So we're talking about the Western Nigerian Security Network, codenamed Amotekun. That's the Southwest Security Outfit. Is it a necessity for the Southwest region, or does it make the Nigerian police force look incompetent? You can call us up on 0818-242-6591, 0818-242-6591, or send us a message on WhatsApp on 0818-008-9933.
That's right. Now, speaking of WhatsApp, we actually have a voice note on the WhatsApp portal.
Good morning. Only for Niger. Nice one. They want to start up something that is very cool. But I want to ask a question. Those boys they want to like bring up now to build the security now. How trained are they? What is the orientation? What did they give them? What did they know? Is it not those people that will come up tomorrow after giving them gun, giving them everything they need? They will turn it upside down for the citizens. Because I don't get. You start from nowhere to somewhere. You know they hard, you go they hard. Maybe they have started again with this one again. Chebi, very soon now, you see what they've turned it to. I'm not saying they should not start anything. It's true. Nigerians are being killed, being treated like, I don't know. Actually, me, I don't have a security, but I have God, and I know I'm doing. So that is just it.
God, they try.
Those people, they want to stop something. I'm not saying they should not start, but it's not always hard. They start something silly. They try to form something upside down for the citizen. Now they have come up with this one and that one. After now, you see another different topic will come out of it.
There you go.
All right. Well, like, I mean, everybody's scared of that. You know, I mean, for them changing the narrative. Hello.
Hello. Good morning.
Yeah.
Can you reduce the volume of your radio sets, please?
Yeah. My name is Philip. I'm calling from Ogba.
Hi,
okay, Philip from Ogba. How far?
We thank God.
Go ahead, Philip. Let it out. Let it out.
Yes, of course. Because we all look unto God ultimately.
Yes.
Now, my contribution is this. We all know the security situation. We are in very, very terrible times. But at that, once we want to look at solutions, I think we must be very, very realistic. I don't think there's any part of the world where you allow the police to fail, and then you start looking at regional initiatives.
Okay.
What we should do, because we have to look at our antecedents, our people. You have been saying this all this while, that Nigerians, we have this mentality. Yes, there's a mentality issue. Are we sure that tomorrow the same governors who have come up with this Amotekun initiative will not politicize it? They start using the same groups of people to molest their political opponents. You know, these kind of things, even the OPC and the Bakassi Boys initiatives, were used to do that at a point.
Yep.
So at the point, there were deviations from the original motives.
Exactly.
Now, of course, there were fetish aspects of it. People are taken somewhere, you don't see them anymore, and things like that. So my thinking is that we should equip the police, train the police, and then let us abide. The community policing team must necessarily include the police living among the people.
Yeah.
With the barracks. Let the police people live among the people so that they can understand the issues, they understand their area. They have been trained. So they know when the bad boys move into the area, they know who comes into the area, they know who is moving out, they know the new faces, and things like that. But I don't think there's anywhere in the world that they subscribe, especially the modern world, they subscribe to, you know, taking the mandate from the police and giving it to, you know, this kind of outfit. It's not workable. Let us be very, very realistic. We know ourselves. The governors will politicize these things. They'll start using it to tackle political opponents. And at the end of the day, the purpose will be defeated. They become a threat to even the people they are supposed to protect.
Okay.
That's the fear.
Thank you.
All right, thank
now,
you so much.
There's a major, you know, like on social media, Twitter especially, there's a major outcry on, you know, this whole Amotekun thing being called illegal by the, you know, AGF and the SMBLF telling Malami that he should also tell us why the Hisba police in Kano and the civilian joint task force in the northeast is legal if they can say Amotekun is illegal. Because, I mean, in Kano there, you have the Hisba police that actually carry out operations and nothing is being like nobody bats any eyelashes or whatever. Nobody says anything. But now, why is Amotekun illegal?
Illegal, and it's also a thing we have to look at it with what he said there about anywhere else in the world. It's not heard of and all that, but we have to remember that the things that's been happening in Nigeria are completely unconventional, and they're not happening elsewhere. They're not happening in other places. That's happening right here at home. So the solutions are going to be unconventional as well.
That's right.
And we're not saying this is the solution and this is the right solution, but the thing is, if the country was functioning well, if it was working well, these things wouldn't arise.
Hello, good morning.
Okay, hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Daria. I'm calling from Lekki.
All right. What's your input this morning?
Yes. This Amotekun issue. Number one, they are not going to be given guns. A lot of your callers, I don't think they really know much about the subject. That's number one. Then two, the thing is, it's not going to work. Yeah, I know that. But it's pointing an issue of security. If you're walking down on the street in Lagos right now, and someone pulls a gun and shoots someone, you can't pick up your smartphone and call. You can't dial 911. You can't dial 112. You can't dial 119. Even if you eventually have a personal police friend that you can call, there'll be one excuse, no fuel, no. So basically, we are all just moving around unsecured. And I know a lot of callers believe in God. Yeah, it's good, but God is not going to come down to protect you. We have to do something about the structure of policing in Nigeria.
Okay, so you support the Amotekun initiative, yeah?
Yes, because it's drawing an attention to the insecurity issues we have. That's why I support it.
Okay,
yeah.
and what are your thoughts on the federal government saying it's illegal? Do you think what do you think about that?
No, they don't. That's about the dash. They don't have any right to say it's illegal. They have their own northern police thing for Sharia. So we believe in religion more than security of the people. No.
Okay.
That's not possible.
That's a good point there.
They can't say it's illegal. The governors have the right to secure their citizens. That's the very thing they have to do. They collect security votes every year. That is not even you don't account for it at the end of the physical year.
Yeah.
They collect billions. So they have to use it for something. Let them use it to protect their citizens.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And on the Hisba police, operating in the north, I mean, there was a case where they actually arrested and paraded a policeman for hanging out with 3 ladies. You understand? Like, the Hisba policemen in the north are actually powerful and nobody says anything about them. Like, on social media, people were making the comparisons. Like, okay, if you can say Amotekun is illegal, then why haven't you, said anything about the Hisba that operates in the north? And they actually support them. Like, even if you search the Hisba on social media, you would see a lot of stuff that they do in the north and nobody says anything. You understand?
So why are we doing a double standard thing in this situation?
That's the problem. That's what people are actually asking the question, that why, if you can't, and even the group that says that, you can't say that Amotekun is illegal if you don't question the operations and the motives of the Hisba in the north and the civilian joint task force in the northeast.
We have a few, I just had to, when you actually search the hashtag Amotekun on Twitter, there's a few tweets out there that you can actually see. And this is from, from the people's themselves, and people are saying Hisba police in the northwest is okay, civilian joint task force in the northwest is okay, civilian joint task force in the northeast is okay. Meanwhile, IPOB in the southeast are terrorists, and Amotekun in the southwest is illegal. One day Nigerians will get tired of this bull poop, get sense and free themselves from this bondage. So that was a tweeter. And someone else says, today marks 50 years since the end of the civil Biafran War, in which 3 million lives were lost. Barely anyone is paying tribute to the dead. The topic of the conversation is Imo State and Amotekun. So basically, they're saying that, listen, people need to protect themselves.
Exactly. And on this same Amotekun issue, since it was raised, even like there have been reports, like one from the headsmen saying they won't accept injustice from Amotekun, and this is the Mieti Allah. They were warning the headsmen under the umbrella of the Mieti Allah have expressed skepticism over the inauguration of Operation Amotekun. Now, why are they being skeptical about Operation Amotekun? That is the headsmen in question. Now, all of a sudden, they are concerned about their own safety. Do you get? So that's another angle to it again. Like, you understand? Like, the headsmen are skeptical about the operations of Amotekun. All of a sudden, you understand? Like, they were not skeptical about the police force or anything before, but now, because of Amotekun is coming on board, they are now skeptical. So I mean, there's a lot of
could you say that Nigeria has lost total respect for their police force? Could you say that they're not as afraid of the police force anymore? Do they still actually govern and do they police anymore in the eyes of people? Because if they're only afraid of Amotekun coming on board and not afraid of the police that's already in place, that is a concern.
Yeah, well, for some reason, I think Nigerians in general, I won't say we shouldn't fear the police. They are our friends, like they say, police is your friend.
Well, they're supposed to be.
But the respect is no more there, like if you check it. Because the few bad eggs or the bad eggs in the police have made us lose faith in the system, if you check it. Because a lot of times, 1 out of, let's say, 10 policemen, or maybe 5, would likely be corrupt.
Yeah.
You understand? Right. You call them for maybe cases that have to do with security. They either don't respond on time or they ignore. So people are not totally, convinced.
Responsive.
You understand? I remember like the callers have said, the time when the OPC guys were really vibrant and the Bakassi people feared them more than the police. I tell you, the crime rate actually reduced back then in Lagos. They went OPC were really vibrant until they now became, infiltrated, and a lot of things just went south, and they started recruiting, should I say, touts and all sorts. But when they came on board, security was actually better. It improved. I think robberies reduced and, all sorts, because people were scared of the OPCs more than the police. But I don't know, like one caller even said, we should empower police force more than, looking towards the whole state policing. If we can, empower police force, then maybe we won't look towards the, angle of Amotekun and the likes.
There you have
There's
it.
a whole lot, man. There's a whole lot
to
this. There's a whole lot to this.
Definitely.
But I just feel like, man, like everybody has said, the governors need to do something to protect their people.
Absolutely.
And I mean, if this is what they think would work, let them follow it up and, should I say, make it legal. Since they said it's illegal.
Yeah. Take all steps to make it legal.
And, maybe, should I say, work with the police force to see how they can do this and make it a reality if they want to do it.
Do it properly.
And do it properly.
My own is just that it needs to be stuck in the right hands, and it needs to be nurtured and make sure there is no corruption into it, and people should not start to use their Amotekun for personal use, like some of the police have been used. And also that vetting process is important, and they need to include mental health checks within the police and within any other
security agency.
Mental health checks is the most important thing. We as Nigerians, to sweep it under the rug about mental health and things like that. People are living with bipolar disorder and they don't even know it. Yeah. People have, PTSD. As Nigerians, we all have PTSD. Every day we see things.
This Amotekun thing, even if it goes ahead to become a thing, become an agency, is it sustainable? Not the one that
is it going to disappear when the next election comes along?
Not when the next regime comes in and that person, maybe the person that will come into power doesn't agree with
There needs to be continuity. I'm so tired of seeing this thing where, a party will come in, they'll pick something up, next party will come in, they drop what they left. And that is why the country isn't moving forward.
Because by that time, if another person that comes into power or the new regime doesn't see the Amotekun thing as part of his or her vision, then that's a problem. Because likely the people that have been hired to actually, work with as the Amotekun people now would likely, should I say, go astray.
Yeah, for sure. Now we have the last call of the morning. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Alex. I'm calling from Ikeja.
Alrighty, what's your input this morning?
Yes, we talk about Amotekun. What is the problem that when Nigeria will introduce something, people will complain about it? I don't even understand. We don't have security in the country, number one. So at least with the mistake we have already in the past, most of these governors, the chairman, they have the list of the police people that they will recruit in every station. They have the people to sit there. But since they choose to bring out this security, Amotekun, what about argument up and down? Let us look at what then empower them and secure ourselves. This is the better than the fellows. Thank you.
Hello?
Are you still with us?
Okay, so you support the Amotekun initiative, yeah?
Yes, same God security in the country. Now what do? We allow other people to come and kill us?
Okay, no, not like we allow another person to kill us, of course. But I mean, people will show concern about how things are run, don't you think? And how these guys are.
That's what they already said. Like, they talk about the community policing.
Yeah.
They talk about community policing. People are talking about that. They will use them for politics. They will use them for this. What do you call this argument? And there's no job.
Okay.
What if they exploit them, then empower them, then give them training, they continue the job?
Okay.
Now, they say that the president will use them, the governor will use them, and they counted that plan. What is all this?
All right.
Okay.
All right. Thank you
for your input. I think that's our last call of the morning.
Yep.
I think let's just do final thoughts, and then we'll wrap it up.
Yeah, we'll start off with you, CJ.
All right. So, community policing is a good initiative. I mean, everybody needs protection. I mean, like the callers have said, a lot of the guys in power, they don't really know what we are going through, and a lot of times the police force that we count on sometimes don't really go the extra mile. Because 1 to 400, and the number increases every day, because we are a large population. So, every security idea is welcome. Let them just do the right thing, the paperwork involved, and just work with the police force. Do not totally sideline the police force, because at the end of the day, they should take the lead. Do you understand? But the community policing thing is a welcome idea. Amotekun, if that's what they want to call it, fine. It's a welcome idea. Everybody needs security. And the case of the headsmen attacks and the likes, they actually need to be stopped.
How about you, Dami?
For me, I definitely think that, it's one thing to be a police officer and everything, but if you are someone who is from that area, born and bred in that area, family members are in that area, you're more likely to work harder to protect the area. You know what I mean? But I think, like CJ said, you should work hand in hand with the police. It should be a helping hand type of situation. It should be a community effort in order to help people. And like I said, again, vetting process is important. Mental health checks is important, and regulation is important as well, so that they won't fall into corruption. They won't turn into a hate group. They won't turn into, a cult at the end of the day. And it's more about the community and protecting the community.
And let them sustain it.
Exactly. It needs to be sustainable.
Not starting something you can't finish. And when you leave power, the next person that comes in changes the whole narrative. And next thing, these guys that we used to trust will now turn into our enemies.
Something else, exactly.
You understand?
All right, so you guys took the words out of my mouth. That pretty much wraps it up for Hot Topics this morning. Thank you to everybody who called in and everybody who participated on the show.
Koffee Gang.